Today I'm once again trying to love the MPC One.
Freebie.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Freebeat, where I post new music-related content every single day, so if that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Today's patron shout-out goes to Healersaurus. Thank you so very much for the support. Let's get started. So truth be told, after I finished filming and editing this video, I wasn't sure if I even wanted to release it because of how negative it winds up turning out at the end. And I kind of like to keep that negativity away from the channel. But of course, I also like to be extremely honest with you. And, I don't try to, do anything through the magic of editing or anything like that. I like to bring you my raw feelings and emotions as I'm using gear. So I decided to release this, but just know, of course, that I am not directing any of this energy or anger at anyone who uses the MPCs, and I do state that several times in the video. And anger is a strong word. Let's stick with frustration. So yeah, none of the negative energy in this video is directed at anyone. Definitely not a Kai. It's just, again, my opinions and my perception of the MPC devices in relation to the workflow that I'm after. That being said, if you do have any tips or anything that you think might help me wrap my head around the MPC standalone series a bit easier, please, I'm begging you, let me know. I really do want to love this. I just can't seem to do it yet. So with that out of the way, enjoy the video. So given that today's video revolves around the MPC One, allow me to quickly insert the disclaimer I put into all of my MPC videos. I recognize and respect the immense impact that Akai and the MPC name have had in electronic music over the past few decades. I respect anyone out there who uses an MPC, and even though I personally have had, I'd say, an overall negative experience with the MPC workflow, that doesn't mean I think it's wrong for you. Remember, this channel is about my opinions and how I feel these pieces of gear that I use relate to me and the workflow I'm after. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and pick an empty project here on the MPC. Today what I want to do is once again try to understand and wrap my head around the sampling on the MPC One. I've struggled with it in the past. I've struggled with the whole idea of saving to kits, not directly to storage of the SD card as you're sampling, and I've just had an overall rough time. However, I have learned a lot more about electronic music in general since then, so I want to see if any of my new knowledge applies itself to the MPC One. So right out of the gate, this is not going to be me teaching anything or flying through the workflow. It's going to be clumsy. It's going to be me fumbling about. It's probably going to be me getting frustrated. So if you want to leave, snarky and rude comments, go for it. I'm all for it. Anyway, I was at my friend Oliver's house earlier today, house sitting for him, and he has an upright piano in his living room, and I decided to get a couple samples from that piano using Koala Sampler on my phone, which I then have plugged in right here to the MPC One. So I figured we'd just go ahead and sample that. So I'm going to go to the sampler here. And all I want to do today is to basically create a playable instrument out of one of these piano samples. Simple as that. So I turned, I believe that's monitoring on. I got some simple chords. However, I think that note right there is what we're going to sample today. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to arm it. There we go. And now we have our sample. So automatically, we are in the keep or discard sample section, which I believe I can just save it straight from here. We can also play it to make sure it's not awful. We can discard it, we can keep it, or we can edit it. I'm not really sure what keeping does instead of editing. We can name our sample here, so I'm going to call it Basic Piano. Okay, there we go. It's going to automatically, I guess, save to program 1. We can assign it to a pad, to A1. Is that what keep does? If we go to program 1 here. No, I don't know what keep does. Okay, back to sampler. Nope. Sample edit. Okay, so here we are at our sample. Now, I have not saved this sample yet. And that's my first issue with MPC sampling, is that to save it, first I actually have to assign this back to a pad in our program. Right there. Okay, and now from there I can go in and I can save current sample. Right now I don't have an SD or any external storage in there, but now I can go ahead and save it. Basic piano. That's stupid. I don't want to have to assign it into a project. I just want to be able to save it, edit it, and then save it to the SD card or the internal storage. So that's my first issue. I don't know. A lot of people have tried to explain why it makes sense, but I can't wrap my head around it. It just doesn't work for me. So let's go ahead and try to make this into an instrument. So these are all different points on the sample where it'll play from. So I don't think I want chop. Do I want program? All I want to do is take the end of the sample here. There we go. Before it starts to fade out and we get more of the room noise from the room that the piano's in. Let's go ahead. How do we add like a tail to it? Trim? No. Chop? No. Program edit? Maybe here? Let's see here. Samples. So there's our piano. Oh, tail length. What happened? Oh, I accidentally hit reverse. Okay. So we have a tail. Nice, that's cool. Now, how do I turn this? In fact, I want to shorten that up a bit. Okay, what is that clicking noise? Okay, no matter how short I make the sample, I get that. I hate that. How do I get rid of that? Why does it have to be there? What is that? Okay, it seems like it might have to do with the, what does that say, tail start? What? Okay, so there's clearly a lot going on here. It's pretty overwhelming. Like a frustrating amount of overwhelmingness is what I'm feeling. Overwhelmedness? That's how I'm feeling right now. Not gonna bother with layers. Right now I'm really just looking how to turn this from playing the whole sample into, like, just have it stop when I let go of the pad. Here's our envelope. Oh, overall level. Okay, there's our basic envelope. Oh, we have a filter and pitch envelope too. Okay. Cool. Trying to play with the pitch envelope here. Not really sure why the pitch isn't changing or how I get the pitch to change. Depth, maybe? No. Oh, I can hear it barely going. I was thinking, looking at this envelope shape, you'd think it would go like, but I guess not. So we'll just forget about that, I guess. Ton of modulation. You can modulate your start and end points, of course, which is really cool. I'm also just trying to look for a way to loop it in the middle, so we can repeat, the sound while I hold it. Okay, what the hell did I do? There we go, we'll just globally tune the whole damn thing down. I know that this is probably really frustrating for someone who knows what they're doing, But this is not the first time I've tried this. I've had this device for over a year and a half, and I've watched tutorials, and I've tried, but my brain I don't know. I can't wrap my head around this thing. Like, it makes zero sense for how I want to sample, how I want it to work, and how I want to work on music. And I know I sounded aggressive there, but I was emphasizing the word I, because again, these are my opinions. So I'm just pre-warning anyone who's going to leave hate comments down below. These are my opinions. If you love this, that is amazing. More power to you. Some of my favorite tracks I've ever heard from this amazing electronic music community have been made on MPC devices. A lot of people have asked me why I can't get on with the MPC, and I just figured the easiest way for me to explain that to you is just to show you. It's just an incredibly frustrating experience for me. I know it can do so much, but just having all of these basic functions, like saving a sample, be such a workaround and such a strenuous thing. I'm working myself into a frustrated freebeat here. I just wanted to play this chromatically as an instrument, which I know I can just, well, I thought I could come here to, oh, there we go. I know I could just do it like that, and then, put some effects on there. I mean, technically, we've got a melodic instrument, but it's not really what I had in mind, not really what I meant. It is so far the opposite of how I want to work on music. So far the opposite. It feels just like working at a computer, and, for me, a very hands-on person, a drummer, a person who loves to write and compose music, this just takes 100% of the fun out of it and just throws it out the window for me. Having everything buried in tons and tons of menus and different features. The immediacy, like, if I want to sample something on here, this is a sample. This is a sample. We can just go in here like this. I can go to tone. This is play with stuff like that. I can go to tools. I can normalize the whole thing. I can chop. This. We can go in and play with release. We can, do all kinds of stuff. You can even come up with loop points. Then we can go in and we can perform with it. See, just like that. I want something that works like that, but with the power of something like this. And that's what I'm really after. So sorry if this video, frustrates anybody out there, or if it pisses you off or makes you want to unsubscribe. I totally get it. And again, I respect anyone who uses the MPC. I respect the MPC name. I respect Akai so much. They were the first company who took a shot on me when they sent me their MPC Studio Mark II, for like a launch event. That was a lot of fun. I just can't get into it, though. I just can't get into it, and I'm sorry for that, because I know that's going to turn a lot of you off, and I will keep trying with the MPC, I promise. And it'd be different, if I had barely been trying to get my head around the sampler for like an hour or two, but no, it's been probably collectively months of me trying to figure out how the hell this thing works in terms of my workflow and my brain, and it's just not happening. So I do hope you found this video at least entertaining. I don't know, probably not informative. If you did, be sure to leave a like on it. If not, you can do what you're probably going to do and leave a dislike. That's okay too. Doesn't hurt my feelings, just makes me try that much harder next time. Either way, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. New content coming every single day, especially now that I'm actively searching for a sampler that speaks to me and my personal workflow. It's going to be a wonderfully challenging journey, but I think we're going to get there in the end. I appreciate you all being here. Thank you so very much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.